Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Embodied Flame Temple. I'm the Awakened Jenn, a multidimensional channeler and oracle of the Council of the Awakened Flame. And I'm here with my friend and fellow divine feminine, Hope from Ascending Life Tarot, who is an intuitive and an ascension guide. What's great about the two of us working together is that our intuitive gifts complement each other to give you a fuller, more complete picture. Together, we've created this as a sacred space for the divine feminines, light workers, twin flames, grid keepers, and the 144,000. For those of you who know you're here to rise into embodiment and to live your mission. Every other week, we come together to read the current ascension energy, bring through advice from our powerful spirit teams, and then open the space to pull cards for our viewers. So if you want us to pull cards for you, please put a heart in the chat, and that will let us know that you want us to pull for you. So settle in, say hello in the chat, and let us know where you're watching from, and drop a heart again if you would like us to pull cards. So now let's open this energy together. So we're going to go over to Hope. So you have picked up on this Venus trine Uranus transit that you've labeled the destiny point. So I would love for you to tell us more about this so that we can all understand what this destiny point means for us.
Oh my goodness. Yes. You know, I'm sure you, me, everybody watching, everybody's dog, their pet turtle, whatever. We are feeling it. We are feeling the growths, the shifts, and they don't stop, right? It's just one after the other. And what here we are, you know, we are moving into Libra season. Libra is with Venus. Venus is incredibly active all October. When we think about Venus, we know, well, Venus is love. It's all beautiful expressions and manifestations of love. Venus is also beautiful, divine feminine energy. So the feminines are really expanding in their heart chakra space and how they love, respect themselves, and how they demonstrate love and respect and honoring for others. The divine masculines are experiencing challenges when it comes to being open and vulnerable and available for greater love, for greater connection that they are starving for. So the field is very, very active. And the last time we spoke, I said something about, oh my goodness, soul contracts are getting real loud, you know, and I bet if you did any kind of reflecting, you would be like, wow, so many things from the last 4 years are up for final release. Old cycles closing out. Contracts are complete. New contracts that represent who you are today, because God knows we've grown so much in the last 4 years. These new contracts, they're pushing out the old, and these are points of destiny. Now, I like to kind of err in the light side. These are points of destiny in the sense of here you are at very powerful crossroads all week, especially today, but all week when it comes to choosing higher thoughts, choosing higher, how you want to interpret emotions, the actions, the behaviors you want to take. We're all being pushed. Now, what we know is if we decide, I'm going to ignore all of that, I'm going to pretend I don't know any of that, then fate will step in. And fate is usually when we repeat the pattern and we have to work with karma more. So the focus of our time today is beautiful healing guides and angels. Your teams of light are all present. We are asking for any information, any beautiful graceful assistance that will help us move into greater alignment and conjunction with these points of destiny that Venus is bringing us. And yeah, I don't know about you, but I could always use a smoother ride. So in a nutshell, that's kind of the gist. Oh, and last thing. So let me double check. It is next Tuesday, the 21st. We have a new moon in Libra at 28 degrees. Libra is in Venus. And please know that Libra is all about balance. And it's about the way you balance your love with your boundaries, your sovereignty, your autonomy, the way you balance love of self with love of others. And that week, next week, it's going to get really hot in the sense of emotions are going to fly all over the place. So our job, be cool, be really cool, take time outs as you need to. But please know, and this isn't a warning, this is kind of cause and effect, where if you do choose, which I know you won't, but if you do choose, I'm going to pretend I don't know any of this stuff about what Venus is now doing and my destiny points and contracts. I'm going to let fate take over. Then next week is going to be a little more tricky. And what we know is most people don't know that. So chances are just do what you can to not get too hooked into the crossfire for next week.
Oh,
okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I just really look forward to that.
I know it.
Oh my gosh, because what I was going to talk about is this 10-10 portal that's just been kicking our butts. So, thank you for telling me. We've got more coming. Okay.
They don't stop. They don't.
So yeah, I mean, the 10-10 portal messages that were coming through is the destiny path is opening up. But the destiny path is a choice. But what you pointed out is if you don't make a decision, fate's going to step in. And fate is based off of the karma, the way that you're showing up. And so wherever you're at, this is what you're going to get. So if you're still repeating those same old patterns, you're going to get the same old lessons. That's right. So, I mean, I know that I said for the October energy reading that that this month was the dark night of the soul. So, I mean, this is you've got to go through the complete shadow in order to rise up into, your full destiny path of the light. And I mean, I just think that every old trigger we've ever had is coming back, right in front of us, not to knock us off path, but it's literally showing you how far you've come, and it's calibrating you to see if you can hold this new vibration of the timeline that you're stepping into, because this is what's going to prove it for you of where your destiny path is ending up is how are you handling these triggers when they're happening to you, because the old you.
Oh, did Jenn freeze? Uh-oh.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Oh, I sure can. Okay. Yes. So you froze when you said, because the old you.
Because the old you, okay, let me get back. The old you responded in, these old ways, and you went through all of the lessons in order to learn how to handle these triggers in a different way, in a healthier way. And so it's this is your opportunity to show what you've learnd. It's not a punishment. It's literally just that last phase of did you really learn the lesson? And I don't even see it as this is a final exam. It's literally what I feel is just the calibration. Can you hold the energy? Now, what I'm also getting though is that this energy holds this through February, and that is very disappointing for me because that still feels far away. And for most of us, we've been just riding this energy the best that we can, and it's can we hold on just a little bit longer? But after spring next year, I'm just getting the energy really does open up for us. That's when the new timeline is fully anchored, and we can really start building there. We're not in a building place yet. We're in the feeling place. We're just kind of right through the threshold. Can we hold the energy? Do we get to stay here, or are we going back to the old to continue to learn the lessons before we're ready for this? So that's what's been coming through for me in regard to the 10-10 portal, the destiny path opening up, and it's available for everyone. This is, I mean, it's not just it's everyone, but it's what are we going to do with it?
Wow, Jenn. Oh my goodness. I could not agree more. And I really feel that this is happening for everyone, and I know me, you, everybody watching, I am sure that people around you, people you love, you work with in your communities, you're watching everybody go through it. Maybe, life zigs and zags. Sometimes it explodes. And people, they're moving through some rough stuff, as you were saying, to move into these higher alignments and resonance
Your
with
truest potential. That's what your destiny path
absolutely,
is. It's you living in your fullest potential.
absolutely.
And like you said, that we've seen it all around. I've seen so many people going through major endings, and it's like
Nature.
huge life cycles that have been years in the making are like closing out right here this month. And it's just amazing to me how many people really are affected by this.
Oh my gosh. And it really is amazing. These are cosmic shifts, right? I talk about planets and configurations because it's a planet-wide phenomenon, and not just awakened people or people on the path. This is all life, and wow. And I don't know if this is helpful. One of the things that I do my very best is when I know people are going through it. I hold boundaries. I mean, I'm very serious about my boundaries. However, I'm like, you know what? Everybody's going through it, man. I'm just gonna give you some space, because people watching this, me, you, Jen, we're very fortunate to kind of be awake like this.
Yeah. To be aware. And it's like, even with us being aware, it's still impacting us the way that it does. So those that are not, I cannot even imagine what they're thinking and feeling. I mean, it's just, you are being taken, just drugged with this energy. And so, like, I can't imagine. I'm glad that we have at least, the heads up. This is why this is happening. This is what, because that's the only thing that keeps me sane through it. It's just knowing this is what's happening and this is why.
Oh my gosh. Yes. And this is why, like, I love our group so much, because it's like, okay, we're all going through it together, guys, and we're all kind of loving each other, supporting each other through it.
I think it's interesting. Linda said her DM is affected by the government shutdown. The government shutdown happening right now is an interesting thing, phenomenon in this too. I don't think that that's random, because I don't find coincidence in anything. No. And the government to me really does represent the masculine energy. And so it's just like for them to have to be in this shutdown. I mean, that also kind of leads into that. The dark night energy. I know that a lot of the masculines are going through a dark night of the soul right now. They absolutely are.
That's a very good point you make. I haven't even thought about it like that, but I'm like, yep, masculine energy is about structure and kind of hierarchy or bureaucracy, kind of that. And absolutely 100%. And funny, it's shut down. Like, no, go inside and work it out. You got to work it out.
And you got the two sides there are kind of fighting with each other, but which one's going to win? I mean, it's really just like, it's playing out the energy in, a visual way, if you can look at it in that kind of way. See what it is?
It's very bizarre the way spirit works.
Well, if we're ready, we can move over into the collective reading, and then we'll pull cards after that. So before we get started with that, are you good? Okay.
Beautiful.
All right. So we'll start with doing 3 deep breaths to ground into the energy, and then do the invocation to call on the spirit team. So if you'll close your eyes and breathe in. All right. Breathe in. That's 1. Breathe in. That's 2. Breathe in. That's 3. I now call in the council of the awakened flame, a collective of angels, archangels, ascended masters, our higher selves, guardian angels, ancestors, and galactic light family to please enter this present space and time. I call upon Archangel Michael to place a bubble of protection around us. Only beings of the highest vibration of pure love and light may enter in. I open myself now as a clear, surrendered channel. Only messages for the highest good that bring healing, ascension, alignment, and love. So be it. All right. So Hope, you are going to start us out.
Oh, this is so beautiful. Okay, Here we go. Okay, so for the Divine Feminines, I'm going to pull a card for the current ascension energy. This is a card that's going to shed some light on where you currently are in your ascension, in your awakened state as a person, as a person on earth. Yes. Four of Pentacles. Now, this Four of Pentacles represents stability. The Divine Feminine energy has done a lot of work on herself, a lot of purging, a lot of cleansing. And for the past 18 to 22 months has gone through various stages of feeling lack of stability, whether it's in your career, your finances, your home, your relationships, maybe all of it. I don't know. Probably more than one. Stability is forthcoming. Jen, you mentioned, hey, till February, kind of buckle up, people. Yep. Now, please know that the changes going on in the Divine Feminine Collective represent moving into states of grounded, structured stability. I really like this card. Yes. This is the current energy.
And so, it's a little bit hesitant energy too that I think we're feeling because, it's just been so rocky. We're afraid to take any step right now because it's like, oh my gosh, what's going to come next? So I think that that's the fear, but it's not because things are bad. It's just because we've been through so much.
So much. Yeah.
So I'm pulling for piercing the illusion. So what we think is happening versus what is really happening. And what we think is happening is the 10 of Cups. And so this is the destiny path. And so we think that, we have done all the work. We've earned this, and that's true. That is true. But what is actually happening, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So this is the karma that you were talking about. This is the fate that we were talking about. And so you don't get the destiny path just handed to you. You have to choose it. And this is like, and again, you have to make sure you're aligned with it and calibrate yourself to it. Otherwise, you're going to keep going on this same cycles that you've been on. And so, I think it's exactly lined up with what we've already been saying. We're tapped right into the energy, and it's just like, what are we going to do with it? And I think that's why it's being so loud, is so that we don't miss this, that this is our opportunity to make the decision about where we're heading and what we're going to do, like with all of the triggers. What are we going to do with all of the triggers?
Oh my goodness. This is just such beautiful energy. Like with this Wheel of Fortune card, it's out of your hands, right? It's in the hands of fate, destiny, our teams of light, higher self, and so on. And Jen, it's when you were reading this Four of Pentacles here, you said, we're a little hesitant. We're a little hesitant here, a little gun shy, and it's like, yep. But Wheel of Fortune, it's happening.
It's whatever. Yeah. It's like the decision is made.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And so the best we can do is like accept it, work it through, and just, we're not rudderless, but we don't control the pace.
But we're holding the frequency that we've aligned ourselves with. That's the whole purpose of this, is holding that frequency right now. It's not about any, like I said, the building part yet. This is, can we hold the frequency? So I think you're coming up next with the blessings. I am excited for blessings.
Blessings. Okay. How many of us have been riddled with anxiety due to the uncertainty and instability we've been in? Sitting on pins and needles about the decisions other people may or may not make. Concerned about the way we communicate, what's in our heart, what's in our mind, what we're experiencing, because it will or will not be properly received. We won't be supported. It's a release of that type of anxiety. This stability moving in is pushing this out. This is pushing this right out of the scene. And thank God.
Well, and
I'm very happy for this Eight of Swords.
it's reminding me of something that we talked about earlier, and something that, you had said to me is like, we have the power. That's showing us we have the power. All of these things that we feel like are obstacles around us, or problems in our life, we actually have the power to get ourselves out of it. And I think that's what we've learned through all of this, is we know how to stop this cycle. We know we do not have to keep, just the same. We know the patterns now. We see it, we recognize it, and now we know how to. We've got the tools needed, the awareness needed, and just the sovereignty needed in order to break out of these places where we once thought we were powerless.
100%. I love that so much. Yes, yes, yes.
So the lessons at play. So what curriculum of growth is unfolding? And so we have the Page of Pentacles. And so we are new at this, and we have to allow ourselves to be new at this. This energy is very different. And so we may not get it right, but it's like we have to test it anyways. We have to still do the thing, even if we do it shaking. Because I think that that's, especially when we're talking about the triggers are coming at us, and like our old responses are still there. It's like that kept us safe before, and it's like that can come out so fast. But we've never tried the new things that we've been learning. And so again, we may be scared because we don't know what happens after we do this. We might say something more boldly than we've ever said it before, and it may still cause everything to collapse. But it's like, what do you do when that collapse happens? How do you hold yourself through the collapse this time? Because before, you would have probably went right back into your trauma and your people pleasing and all of the let's fix it mode, versus the collapse was likely meant to happen because you were standing in your sovereignty and in alignment. And so letting it just collapse and holding your frame no matter, because we can't control what anybody else does with we can only control ourselves. But I just get this is such beginner energy, but yet it's a beginner that's been well prepared. We have everything that we need. We just don't trust it yet. It's going back to that Four of Pentacles. It's just, just all the old stuff is still kind of got us hesitant. Are we steady on our feet yet? And that's what I'm feeling. Is just, it's not that we're not, it's not that we don't, it's just, it's the old stuff is still kind of like nagging at us.
Oh my gosh. The old stuff nagging at us, and it's loud. Right. It can be very, very loud. Just think about it. It's like, no, this is my new energy, my higher 5D energy, a more whole, healed energy, pushing it out. It does not go quietly. And Jenn, what you were saying is, you have all these beautiful tools that are going to help you. You're fine. This feels so much like leaps of faith. It's like, how much can I trust myself to be able to be okay and to not repeat past cycles or patterns? How much can I trust God? Can I trust my team? Can I just trust that I'm not going to, go splat when I jump, right? I really feel that's also some of these Libra energies, some of these Jupiter energies that are coming up and out, where, having the confidence and the surety to step out, because we are different. And we're going to learn the way we are different, and the talents and skills and the capacity we have to withstand challenges. We're going to learn exactly how much we can, given all the things we have healed. I really think that these higher levels of our own self, our own resiliency, will be revealed to us in the next couple weeks.
I love that you brought up trust, because self-trust has been the biggest lesson for all of us, but especially for the feminines right now. Like, do you trust yourself? Because you can't trust anybody else until you trust yourself. Because that's your safety net. We're looking for somebody else to protect us, but we've got to be the first level of protection. And then, it lines up from there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So, hidden blocks. Gosh. It's funny because usually when I have a deck of cards and I shuffle them, you don't shuffle mid-reading. You just don't do that. And my cards are like, no, we want you to shuffle a couple of times because the energy is moving that fast.
Yes.
And I love this so much. We're evolving, we're changing and growing in real time here. Hidden blocks and resistance. 6 of Pentacles. Okay. This is about the divine feminine, setting and holding strong boundaries, or making sure that there's a level head about what you give to the situation. Now, in general, most divine feminines are very nurturing and very giving and very supportive people, highly empathic. We know what somebody needs, and most of the time we're giving it to them before they even realize they need it. Now, that whyever and however we did that in the past, that level of kind of self-sacrificial energy is complete, right? Because that self-sacrificial energy is what created this anxiety and these traps to begin with. So our own inner divine masculine of discipline, of steadfast balance, and just seeing with a grounded, level head about what you give. So yes, benefit of the doubt a little bit, but also see the patterns and believe what people show you. Believe how they reveal themselves to you. Be good to yourself and don't overgive in a way that creates energy leaks and drains on your beautiful heart. This feels like a type of Achilles heel and a significant challenge to the divine feminine energy for the remainder of October.
And I mean, it's the shadow side of the feminine that is showing up in that card. And it's,
yes.
One, we overgive and then we get resentful because do they not see how much I'm doing? And you know what? They didn't ask us. Most of the time, they didn't ask us. We just said, here's what you need. I know what you need. And they are resistant to us telling them what they need. And so, yeah, that's the lesson that I think many of us have to overcome in order to find inner harmony within ourselves, because we did this. We're the ones who chose to give and give and give until we had nothing left, within us.
That's it. And time's up on that dynamic, right?
Yeah, it just can't go in this new. You will not align with the new timeline with that energy. You just can't.
You cannot. That's exactly right.
Okay, so the higher guidance I'm pulling with my deck, the Council of the Awakened Flame, and it is, what is the council message for how to align with the highest timeline? And we have forgiveness, the key that opens all doors. 616, heart chakra, light blue, the path of transmutation. And so forgiveness, forgiving yourself, forgiving others. And it's like we carry a lot of guilt for the things that we didn't know before we knew it. And it's like, how are you supposed to know it before you went through it? And then it's giving forgiveness to other people. And in this sense, we are releasing the need for vengeance. We're releasing the need to see, like, okay, something I got with that last card is, but it's not fair. And so it's like releasing the need to see, like, it will balance even if we never see it. And so, like, that's kind of part of the energy that I'm feeling with that, is just we have held on to resentment. I think that's it's a resentment that this is internal. This isn't.
Yeah.
And we've got to we've got to forgive it in order to get it out from here, so that we're not still carrying it. So we're not still attached to the old, like, we just got to let it be. They will work it out when they're supposed to work it out. This is where they're at. This is their level of capacity. This is their level of awareness. No amount of explanation is going to change that until they get it, that on their own, they will not get it. It's an internal job that we are trying to, like, force them into, like the forcing them to wake up. We can't do that. We've just got to let it happen when it is supposed to happen for them, and just take whatever's happening in front of us as just information for us to know what to do with. Is this in alignment with us or is it not? And that's hard.
Absolutely. And that's that discipline. I think it's like so many times as women, we know things that we don't want to know. And then we pretend we don't know that.
When we know it, we have to do something about it. And the doing is scary.
It's so hard. And one of the things that stood out the most about that card from your beautiful deck, Jenn, is this is about heart. Yeah. It's all about heart. Venus, heart love, here. Self-love. It's like you have to love yourself first. And when every woman, God knows I raise my hand, about, well, let me just give more or be more or more understanding, more. Usually what happens is for me, when I wake up out of that and I pull my energy out, they get it. I go, oh my goodness, I thought I was helping. I thought that I was doing the right thing. Really, I was enabling a toxic pattern. And boy, that lesson hits me right between the eyes, anyway.
That one's been loud.
Oh, okay. So we have the next embodied step. Is that right? Yep. Page of Swords. New information coming in your thought process. This is about really paying attention to the messages your emotions and your body are giving you. New neural connections, new ways of thinking, of perceiving, interpreting situations are coming online like gangbusters. And again, this is I feel like a little broken record here. This is when know what you know. Please summon the courage as best as you can. When a truth happens that you don't want to know, this Page of Swords is like, psst, psst, you don't get to not know that. You don't get to do that. You are healed. You are whole. You are resilient enough to do what needs doing, to feel what needs to be felt for release, and to move yourself forward in a life as the divine feminine you are. This Page of Swords, communication, the way you talk to yourself, the way your team of light talks to you, the other messages you get from other people, new connections and ways to see things are forthcoming in the next couple of weeks. And you just might have fun and with this a little bit and see how much your perception changes, because that is big time what Venus is bringing us to, is higher ways of loving. Yeah, that's
I love know what you know. Know what you know.
Yeah.
And act accordingly. That's the piece, though, that is like, so the potential outcome, what happens in the near future if we follow this guidance, we have the King of Swords. And so you become clear-headed again.
You go Page King.
You are able to make decisions without your emotions running the show. And so, I mean, there's a time like about the following your heart and the desires and all of that. There's a time for that. But for most of us, for most of the divine feminines, we are such empaths. It's not even our emotions that we're moving with right now. And so it's like, we've got to know, even like, to be able to pull ourselves back and take all of those thoughts, as just information to make our decision with. And it's just, is it in alignment or is it not? And I mean, just there's no need for emotion once you kind of like can sort it through, like, this isn't personal. This is where I'm trying to get to, and this is not going to get me there. That's it. And so do you have anything you want to add with the King of Swords energy?
No, just that is King of Swords right there. Know what you know and decide what you want to do. Now, because in general, a woman's heart is a very big heart, a very nurturing heart, divine feminine heart, super duper nurturing, that even as we set and hold any kind of boundary or have a conversation or walk away when we need to walk away, it can feel mean or cruel and stir up feelings of guilt, or like, I can't bear to let them down, or bear to disappoint, or bear to watch them fall if I do leave. And this is where we really got a King of Swords, where he doesn't care.
Yeah.
You know, facts are facts. That's it. Facts are facts. And we got a King of Swords that's just a little bit.
Yep. The feminine has to pull herself a little bit out of her emotions, just a little bit, to make clear decisions again. And I mean, clear thinking. Oh my gosh. I haven't felt truly clear in this energy all year. And so, I mean, that's like, just to be able to do that is powerful.
Well, and gosh, Jenn, just to, you know, add to what you said, having felt so foggy or muddled in thoughts, or just like, I don't know, up from down, that King of Swords is going to be like water in the desert.
Yeah.
You know, oh my God, I finally have clarity. I understand. It's a beautiful blessing, even if it doesn't always feel good, right? Oh.
So do you want to give us a wrap up before we run over into the
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, you guys, just know we are awakening. We are being like slingshotted forward on our path. There are jump shifts in your timeline happening multiple times a day. Your intuition is going to be through the roof, off the hook. Please take very good care of yourself. And anything that popped up in this collective reading that just really stood out for you, just take that nugget and run, because so many great messages from your guides came through in a way that will feed your heart, empower your soul to align you with the life you want to live. We are not meant to suffer. We are meant to have beautiful adventures and lots of love and successful relationships in our life. All the things that are blocking us from that, that's what's getting unmoored and released now. And detoxing is not pretty.
And I want to add that one of the things that came through this week for me was the embodied feminine. When she stands in her sovereignty, that is actually giving the masculine the space to rise. When she doesn't lower her standards, this is where you meet me, or you don't get to meet me at all. This gives him the opportunity, because like I said, they don't want to be told, they want to show us. I mean, like, that's the thing, because if we just give it to them, they don't have the personal pride, you know, that comes with it. And they need that. They need to know that they did this, not that it was just handed to them.
Oh gosh, Jenn, that's their empowerment, right? That's their path to empowerment. And as soon as you started speaking, Jenn, what popped into my head so clearly was, because the divine feminine leads on the spiritual, the divine masculine leads in the physical. Yeah. You know, and that's it. Like us walking our talk, learning what, putting into play, into practice what we know to be true. That's what's going to free them.
Yeah. All right. So I think we're ready to move over to the viewer polls. So we've got some already that have put hearts in the chat. So if there's anybody else that hasn't already, put your heart in the chat and we will pull cards for you. And the way that we do this is we tag team this. So we start with Hope. She pulls usually tarot energy. And then I back it up with the Heart's Hidden Secrets, and you get just a full comprehensive picture of kind of what's going on in your situation. So we are going to pull first for Linda.
Okay, Miss Linda. I had to switch decks right quick. That deck got tired. So all of our energies, look out. We're going to pull for Miss Linda. What question being, like, the current Venus energies, any guidance for Linda under that, through that filter of these beautiful Libra Venus energies. And we get the King of Wands. This is about you really taking command of your creativity. I'm seeing where you have, oh God, You do so much for other people. All these ideas you have for other people that motivate them, heal them, get them charged up and excited about life. You are like a giver of great ideas. And this beautiful King of Wands in you is coming more in balance. I'm watching this your beautiful flame inside your own heart, igniting brighter and brighter and brighter as we move through all these energies of October that Jen and I have been talking about. And it just starts to shine even bigger and brighter, where you can utilize your brilliant mind, your magnificence, to manifest the life you want, respectfully, instead of muting them down because your big ideas scare you.
So I pulled emotional storm, and I'm connecting it with what she said here with that she hopes it's a positive result for him in his karmic situation. Hate to say it, but it's been over forever, and hope this helps somehow. So, I mean, I feel like she is feeling his energy very strongly. And I do feel like that King of Wands is connected to him too, because he sees now like what he needs to do, how he needs to show up, how I can be the full man that I know that I'm supposed to be. And I mean, that's the turmoil, because once you see it, you have to do something with it. And now then he's in panic mode, because what am I going to do? Like, I know what I need to do, but I also know like my whole world collapses the minute that I take this. And that's the thing that most of the masculines are trying so hard to do, is not to collapse the old world. They want to hold on to both, and you can't have both anymore. You cannot have one foot here and one foot in the new timeline. And that's, I mean, he will not find rest until he makes this decision. Just know that. And so if you're feeling it, understand that that's not yours, and you can send that back to him, but it's just confirmation for you of what is actually going on, because you're spot on with it.
Oh God, Jen, I'm going to give a second message. Are you okay?
Yeah.
No disrespect to this beautiful person. He's not a King of Wands. He thinks he is. And he's been walking around, I'm a King of Wands. It's like, no, sweetheart, you're maybe a knight, not to be rude about it. And Miss Linda here has been feeding him and helping him and just loving him so much. She's the King of Wands.
She sees his potential, and she's trying to call him up into it. And he thinks that because she sees the potential that he's fully there yet, and he's not there yet. Yes.
So yeah.
Okay. So next up is Julie.
Okay. I gotta. Oh, Miss Julie. Okay, my dear. Ace of Cups. Whatever you've been doing for your beautiful heart, not only is it working, it has worked. I'm looking at this card, and I'm watching your team of light, your guides, angels, ancestors, etc. They are celebrating you. You have September 13th to September 27th. I don't know what that time period was for you. You overcame a pretty big hurdle in your life. You moved through some significant healing that led you to the next phase of empowerment. So when Jen and I were talking about the energies of this week, and then what's going on, with the Libra new moon, and then into next year, and oh my God, please batten the hatches, buckle up. You already did a lot of that work. So you're still going to feel it, but it won't be quite so bumpy. I would love for you to take a rest, take a break, and do something real special for you, because you have elevated yourself into a whole new vibe, girl.
So the card I got is return, second chance, opportunity, making amends. And so I feel like we need to talk soon. I've done readings for her in the past, and so I kind of know a little bit of her situation. And I do think that she's done the work. She's about to get a reward for that work. And so I would love to go deeper into like what this looks like, to see whether or not he's actually ready, because you're ready doesn't mean he's ready. And so that's all I want to make sure, is that you're not like getting yourself back into those old patterns, but there's definitely going to be a return showing up. And so I want to make sure that, like, again, even if he doesn't, you understand like this is what's happening, and you're holding your vibration through it.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
So next is Goddess Bree.
Okay, Miss Goddess Bree. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Please note that your guides, your angels, they have a plan for you, and that plan is in play. It's not what you expect. Or let me rephrase. Do you know how when we go to manifest something, we'll say something like, "Oh, I want this kind of money or this kind of job," because we think it's going to create fulfillment or financial abundance, right? But really, what we're looking is the way we want to feel, not the form itself. So when I say to you, your guides, look out, they've got 3 or 4 beautiful surprises for you coming out of left field before the end of October, based on what you are working to manifest and have been for the last 2 to 3 years. It's not going to show up the way you think, though. And what happens is when things don't show up the way we expect, we miss them or we misinterpret them, and we don't understand. And whether it be dreams or the way your own team has been trying to communicate with you since all summer, is they're like, Hope, she's thinking it's going to be like this, but it's going to be like, please broaden your perspective, broaden your ideas of how your prayers, how God in the universe is answering what you are putting out there in the world. It's already in play. Whatever you said you wanted is in play, and it's making its way to you. This is a big passion with balanced by grounded energy, and that tells me it's getting ready to pop.
So I have the bluff card, and it says pretending, mask, exaggeration. And so what I feel like, it's like she's trying to hold down the excitement that she feels, like, because I don't want to get my hopes up and then it just falls apart on me. And so the only way to fully align with this timeline is full authenticity, though. And so the excitement that you have needs to be expressed, that you have to know just that fully, because the highest form of manifestation is knowing. The least effective is hoping. And so do you trust? And this is back to the self-trust. And so you can't hide yourself anymore. You're meant to be seen. You're meant to be acknowledged and honored. And just all of this stuff is because of the vibration that you carry. It's the alignment that you are. And so show the world your beautiful self. It's time. All right.
I really love that. It's like I love that.
Okay, next up is Tony Taylor.
All right. Queen of Swords. Jenn, at the end of the general reading, you pulled the King of Swords. And it's funny because for Miss Tony with this Queen of Swords, this is about finding balance in your voice and in your empowerment in the way you move about the world. There's been a little bit of an imbalanced dynamic where it's been kind of all or nothing. The way you see the world, the way you see life being all or nothing. And that has created feeling not very grounded and not very satisfied or fulfilled. And know that as you continue to work with these Venus energies moving through all of October, your thoughts, the way you conceptualize and process what you see in your world, it's the images are going to get a little sharper and the colors are going to get just a little bit brighter. And your job, please, my dear, is to open your heart and be open to what is presented to you based on yourself now, not when somebody says something and then you go, oh, well, that'd be nice, whatever. Or, because we've been hurt and disappointed in the past, but it's like, nope, I'm going to do what I can to see with clarity and new eyes, because Tony, you've done a lot of work on yourself. This is a new day, but it can only be a new day if you'll receive it as a new day. I hope that resonates. I hope that makes sense.
So I've got obsession, infatuation, adoration, and addiction. And so I feel just the thoughts just swirling. And so this Queen of Swords is telling her to get control of her thoughts, because I mean, it's just that obsession. Like, the more you think about it is not going to get you closer to that, to the result, to the resolution of it. It's going to get you, just keep you spinning in it. And so this is a call to slow down, just slow down the thoughts just enough, because you have the power over your thoughts. You've just got to pull yourself back, because you are not your thoughts. And so some of these are not just yours. Like I said to, I think it was Linda, about you're picking up, probably the masculine's energy. And right now the masculines are absolutely, they're swirling. And this obsession is likely his energy as well that she's picking up. And so it's like, that's the mirror that's happening for her. Is just, he's constantly in that space. And so it's keeping her in that space, but it's keeping her distracted from where she's actually supposed to be putting her focus on. And so you've got to get control of your thoughts. Slow it down. Just slow it down. Just start breathing through it. You don't have to have a full answer today. You just have to be able to see it clearly. Just start seeing it clearly, and then the answer will come to you. Okay. So next up we have Natisha.
Natisha. Beautiful. I'll shuffle once more. Okay. We have the Chariot. This is, you are at a significant crossroads on your path, where do you know how, like, we'll have a dream or something we'll really want, and then our intuition kind of affirms it, and then we get so excited about it that the vision kind of overtakes the intuition. And so we can throw caution to the wind a little bit too much and become ungrounded. God, I hope that makes sense. It would, let me break this down. I'm like, guides, please help me. That's very convoluted. Your intuition is spot on. You know what you're doing. What needs to happen with what your intuition is telling you is slow down, take a deep breath, get real grounded. Whenever this 10 of Cups energy that Jenn was pulling earlier, because so many divine feminines are on the brink of real good stuff, you can taste it. And as soon as you do, slow down, breathe, ground. Slow down, breathe, ground. It's just slow down, breathe, ground. And your ancestors are talking to you. If there's a grandmother, great grandmother, auntie type, you are held. Please slow down and ground what you've been wanting, the healing that you've been wanting, the clarity, the movement in your life is coming, but you have to ground so this Chariot can move into victory.
Yeah. So what I'm picking up with the Chariot energy is like, things aren't moving fast enough for her. That's what it's like. And so I got the card withdrawn, single, lonely, solitary. And so it's because she has felt so lonely, and she's not alone. This is the time she gets to be with herself, fully with herself, and prepare herself so that she knows exactly what she wants, what she will tolerate, what she won't tolerate. And I mean, just, she is going to become fully sovereign. This is not this is a with purpose. This is like, you're being pulled out with purpose. It will move exactly when it's supposed to move, but if it moves too fast, if you rush the process, you're going to skip steps. And so like, this is like intentional. Like, if you're feeling, like I said, the extreme loneliness is because you're supposed to be connecting with yourself. You're supposed to be connecting with your guides. You're supposed to know fully within you, before you bring anybody else into this, what it is you want your life to be. And so like, something I've been asking a lot of people is, how do you want to spend your day? And so that's what you need to be spending this time, this season of solitude, is figuring out, how do you want your day-to-day life to be? In relationships, in your work, in your friends, in your health, all of the things. Start figuring that out. This time is not just wasted. It's actually very important that you use this time wisely, because once it does start moving, it's going to move really fast. All right. So next up we have Shirley Mills.
Okay. Miss Shirley. Eight of Wands. Fast communication. Waiting on some kind of message. Maybe you email people. You've been emailing. This feels very email-y to me, where messages are starting to come fast, like bursting of what you've been putting out in the world is going to begin coming back. There's a date of October 29 on this. And so maybe we're just going to put that in the window of 27 to November 1 or 2 for ease. Around that timing, you're going to be getting some kind of answer that you've been waiting on. And kind of like it's going to feel, even though you've been waiting, it'll seem like a lot at once. A big answer. That's all I get. Yeah, a big answer.
I'm muted. Okay, so I got ecstasy, which is chasing thrills, excitement, and good times. And so good times are coming. And I do think that they're going to come fast once the energy starts moving. But you've got one of the things with that Eight of Wands is like the energy is already in motion. And if you start trying to mess with it, you're going to change the trajectory. So let it hit, let it get where it's going to go. And then it's like you get to celebrate. Then the rewards come in. But I mean, it's already in motion. It's already yours. You just got to wait for it to align, for you to align with that energy. All right. Let's see. We've got Terrell Jackson.
Oh, Terrell. All right. Okay. Two of Swords. Now, this looks like blocked energy, right? And nobody likes that, right? But what I want to tell you is this is also a card of intuition. This is a card of I need to sit still and wait until I receive clear communication and how to move forward. Because even though my swords are up and I want to like start using them and cutting through the mire of things, no, I can be ready, but there's no, not quite. There are two steps that need to come into alignment for you that I know you're not going to like this answer, but there are two things that need to come in alignment for you that are beyond your control. Your job is to just sit for a while and have faith and trust that you are secure, safe, stable, and supported. And that's actually the lesson right now. This is why she's where she is. This is not punishment, even though it can feel like it. It's not punishment. This is like, I need to just get that the nature of my safety, security, structure, and stability is a given because I am a child of God. I'm a child of the universe. Life supports me. All the things, all the ascension energies that we work so hard to align with. This is about sitting still. And sometimes that's the hardest work of all, is knowing when to sit still and having the discipline to do so. Yeah.
I got the stress card, the turbulence, tension, and arguments. And so, yes, life is closing in. And I think that this is your moment again of, can you hold the frequency no matter what's happening around you, whatever's getting thrown at you? And I think everything, including the kitchen sink, is being thrown at you right now to see, are you going to be able to hold your alignment, hold your vibration, no matter what? Do you, as Hope just said, do you trust that you're going to be taken care of? Do you trust that you have the wisdom and the capability to handle everything that's coming at you? Because you do. And it's just like, once you get kind of like focused on all the things, that's where you kind of get stuck in the weeds of that, Two of Swords. I don't know what to do with this. But yet the Two of Swords also says, yes, you do. And this is coming into like that, the truth, you just don't like the answer. And the answer right now is just, there's not a whole lot that is completely in your control other than the way you're holding yourself through it. It will, like, that's the lesson right now. Can you hold your frequency through it? Because that's what all these things are kind of showing you, is like, it's trying to pull you out of alignment here and out of alignment here and out of, alignment here. But yet, if you can hold yourself through it, you're going to find that you're more capable than you have ever known possible. And so you have what you need. But I mean, this stress is real. Like, this isn't like made up stress. This is absolutely coming on them. So,
you know, Jenn, can I ask you a favor? Would you mind pulling an outcome card for her?
all right, the outcome. Well, right now we have chasing, pursuit, toxicity, and resilience. And so right now it's trying to chase the answer. So that's not what we need to do with this energy. We need to sit with this energy.
I love this so much because my intuition was like, oh, she really wants an outcome card. And then it's like, no, you gotta just sit with it. You just gotta sit with it. I love spirit. This is the best. Oh,
these energies are not playing, though. I mean, we're all experiencing it in different ways. And I mean, I know, like, every area of my life, I just feel like, okay, I have control of nothing other than me. And that's the lesson. That's the lesson.
You know, gosh, and I was just going to say, you know, what you were reading and what I was reading also about the situation for her is we've all sat in that in some form, probably this year, you know, we have.
Yeah. Definitely this year.
Yeah.
So that got us through all of the viewer questions. Do you want to close us out with a final message?
Oh my gosh. Yes. So one of the things that the Awakened Flame Council is, along with all of our beautiful guides, of course, are communicating is, even though sometimes, you know, we feel like we're in the weeds or no answers are forthcoming or there's just so much emotional turmoil. It's like the request is this: if you could go back and just reflect just over the summer to now, right? So, you know, early June, we'll say, until early October, if you could go back and just see how much you have changed, shifted, healed, grown, and in your own self, and also how your external world is reflecting those changes, you would be amazed. You know, we've been so busy just trying to get through the day. You know, we've been so busy just juggling and, oh my goodness, in craziness that it has been all consuming. And they go, you guys, it's hard to feel so weighted down by the magnitude of life. And they go, please come up for air and look at yourself. They're like, look at yourself, because you're not going to believe it. So much has changed, and you're so much more of who you really are. Like your authenticity, your connection to your heart is stronger than it's ever been. Yeah.
Oh goodness. So these, I mean, I knew this was going to be powerful because I felt the energy too strong. Just personally, I'm just like, this is not just me. Everybody's going through it. And so, I mean, I needed these messages as much as anybody. So thank you guys for letting me just be a part of that too. So we will be back on October 28th for our next Embodied Flame Temple. And if you subscribe to the channel, I put notifications out on the community page, so you'll be notified, reminders as well. I have my first Light Leaders Spotlight on Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, where I am going to be interviewing shaman Jenn, and we're going to be talking about all things shamanism and soul retrieval. It's going to be really interesting. And she's going to do a live journey at the end. So I'm really excited. Definitely come back and watch that. And that's all I've got for me. Do you have anything that you want to add that you have going, or?
Oh gosh. Well, you know, I just want to kind of piggyback on that October 28th, where you and I are back. We're doing a beautiful live again. That is a week where a lot of the things that we talked about today are starting to come together. And Jupiter is going to be very active. Saturn is very active that week, and it'll just be nice to kind of put a bow on all this.
I will be glad to get through
Yes.
this month, because I mean, it was already predicted to be pretty intense. I mean, because the triggers really were like supposed to be coming out again, and so I don't like being triggered. I don't. So, I'm sure nobody does. And then
my poor nervous system, right? My poor little nervous system is just a wreck.
But then, like I said, because when these truths come back out to us, now we actually have to show up different. And that's the scary part, because we haven't been doing that. We've always done the other thing. And so now it's like, okay, I'm going to do the thing, but I'm doing it scared. So, but it doesn't matter how you do it as long as you do it.
Oh, you know what? That right there's that little bow on tonight's reading.
All right. So I guess we'll close it out there. Thank you guys so much for being here with us, and we will see you next time. All right. Bye.